All right, my friends, here we are. We're out walking and talking. Thought I'd give it another go today. I've got my 35 millimeter camera that I was mentioning yesterday. I've got 5 more pictures left to take on that roll of black and white film before I can develop it. So I got to go out and take 5 more pictures. I think the key to pretty much every success is consistency. You have to be consistent. Otherwise, there's not a hope in hell that you're going to get there. As you can see, they're tearing down the old arena. So it's nothing but rubble right now. It's pretty crazy. I shot this with a drone for work as they were doing the demo. It was pretty awesome having the drone up in the air, seeing this whole thing getting destroyed. Yeah, consistency is key if you're going to accomplish anything, because if you're not consistent, you're clearly not going to get anything done. And it's super common for people to start something, a diet, an exercise program, hobbies, ambitions. They get all these big dreams, but then they're not consistent. You can't just show up once and expect it to work out. You got to keep showing up time after time after time. I'm guilty of it too, being consistent, or should I say not being consistent, because, like everybody else, I have all these big goals and aspirations, and I find myself starting projects, exercise programs, and I get very inspired, and sometimes I can hang on to it for, months, and then something happens, you get sidetracked, and next thing you know, you're not doing it anymore. And when you're not consistent, like I said, you're just not going to get there. That's just the way it goes. That's the way things work. And I think that's the key to all success. As a photographer, I've seen the people who are actually usually successful in this business, sadly, aren't the talented ones. They're not the ones that are really good at it. They're the ones that just, for whatever reason, keep showing up. And when you keep showing up, you've got a way better chance than everybody at making something happen. And the people who are usually the most talented, the artists so-called, are usually the ones that forget to show up consistently.
Wait.
Like I was saying yesterday, another one of my goals right now is to record myself and talk into the camera and get comfortable with it. Talk about consistency, that takes a lot of practice. It's surprisingly hard to do, especially when you're out and about. So one thing that I'm finding, when I'm trying to talk to the camera, is it's extremely hard to use my camera, my 35 millimeter, look for pictures, and try to remember to talk into the video camera as well, especially when you're walking around downtown and it's awkward as hell, with people watching you, because especially in Oklahoma City, I don't live in LA or New York or somewhere, I used to live in LA, and you're not even shocked by anything, but here everything's, what are they doing? It's a big shocker for everybody to see people doing anything. So it's kind of funny. One of the bummers about technology is not knowing how to use it properly. When you first get something that you haven't used before, it's tough to learn on the go, trying to figure out like the tracking. I can't figure out how to get it to track me when I set the camera down. So it'll track me like this. But as soon as I go to take a photo of something, I can't get it to track me. Yeah, we'll figure it out. You know, one thing that I struggle with is starting projects and seeing them through to fruition. Like, I get far on a project, and as soon as I get really close to finishing, that's when I'll quit. I'll put it on hold and start a different project. And you can never win if you never finish, you know. And I don't know if it's fear of success or fear of failure, but either way, I quit before I get there. And I've been doing it my whole life. And I mean, I get farther than a lot of people because I start more things than a lot of people. I just don't feel like I ever continue until I get to greatness. You know, a lot of times I'll do quite a few cool things, but I think I could do so much more, so much better if I would just keep with it, you know?
Cross Park. Walk sign is under
15, 14, 13,
oh
12,
boy.
11,
Good times.
10,
Good times.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
So
4,
the moral of the
3,
story
2.
is to be consistent. So for instance, I'm out here walking on my lunch, got my camera, talking to the camera. Well, I got my 35 millimeter. I'm talking to the video camera, working on my public speaking, my voice, my words, no script, flying solo, just making it work. It's exciting, guys. This is exciting. But, you know, I think there's so many ways to be creative. And at the end of the day, if you're doing something, you're doing more than most people. And the key is to keep coming back to it. You know, if you do it once, that's awesome. If you do it a couple times, even better. But unless you're consistent, you're not going anywhere. And that's just all there is to it. So keep coming back to it over and over. Even if you think you suck, even if you do suck, who cares? Who cares what anybody thinks? The whole key to your dreams is it's your dream. And it's something you want in your life. So you got to keep doing it, no matter what. You can't worry about what other people think. You can't worry about what other people think of you. You got to just keep doing it. Biggest struggles these days for most people is that, you know, the old saying, comparison is the thief of joy, is so true. Because no matter what you're doing, there's people doing it better. And there's always going to be. There's always going to be a ton of people out there doing it better. You know, they have huge followings. You might not have anybody. Who cares? Especially when you're just starting. You know you're not going to have anybody. There's nobody following you. There's nobody watching this right now. And that's why it's so awesome. Because you can do what you want. And as long as you're consistent and you keep coming back for more, you'll go somewhere. But you'll quit. You know, if you quit, like so many people quit. So many people, they try it, didn't work. So they quit. Just wasn't for them, didn't work out. And that's the key to failure right there. But I also have another little secret for you. If you keep coming back, you never fail. You only fail if you stop coming back. If you quit, you're done. So keep coming back. That's pretty much all I have for today. I think that was my lunch hour. Got stuck waiting for a streetcar to get cleared for moving forward. Somebody was parked out in their lane right there. Took a couple pictures with my old trusty 35 millimeter. That was fun. You know, it's funny when you're taking pictures with a 35 millimeter, you know, you start thinking to yourself, do I really want this picture? Does it really say anything? Because in the moment you're like, wow, that's a cool picture. You take it, and just like all the photos that you have on your phone, it's a delete, because who cares? There's no substance to it. There's no heart to it. It doesn't matter. And so if you're just taking pictures that don't matter, you're not going to care about it. You're going to be bored with it before you even start. So that's one nice thing about taking pictures with a 35 millimeter, with film I should say, because it makes you think twice about taking the pictures. It makes you a little bit more selective. You have to look around a little bit harder to see if it's something you even want at all. So that's kind of cool. That's what I'm learning so far. It's my first roll, and I'm sure as I go forward, I'll learn more. That's pretty much it. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Later.